Hey guys, it's Alyssa and this is Vlogmas Day 4. Before we get started with today's video, which is all about small businesses, including some that are here on YouTube, and giving some love and shout outs to them, I do just want to thank you so much for tuning into Vlogmas so far. I'm having a lot of fun, and while this video and the last one were a little bit more chill, laid back, we got some really fun plans for the next few videos coming up, including things like behind the scenes of my recent New Year's Eve launch. Also going to take you on a thrifting trip soon, and I have plans of taking you to an antique mall, and also some really fun announcements that are coming for my shop soon, including some changes in 2025. So stay tuned throughout all of Vlogmas because it's going to be a lot of fun. So thank you so much for watching. Hey guys, alright, so like I said in the intro of this video, this is kind of more of a laid back video where I just have a list of some of my favorite small businesses that are here on YouTube, or maybe some that I follow on Instagram, and also some local ones if you're like ever in Ohio or you're from Ohio. That you would like to visit like an actual like brick and mortar store, I have some on here as well. So I do think it's so important to obviously shop small as a small business owner. So I just thought it would be really fun for Vlogmas, especially earlier in Vlogmas, since I know many of us are still Christmas shopping, to give a shout out to some of these small businesses. I will try to link them all in the description down below. Some of them are just purely Instagram pages, so I might not actually link them in the description. I might link them in a comment, but I definitely want to, like I said, give a shout out and share some love to these great small businesses, because I love being a part of the small business community because we're very supportive of one another, which I think is so awesome. And I'm all about community over competition. And I know many of you watching are Etsy shop owners as well, small business owners. So I figured it'd be a lot of fun to give some shout outs to some of my favorite small businesses. First off, I want to start with some YouTubers that also own small businesses. I have to say, probably 80% of the content that I consume on YouTube is small business oriented content, whether it be antiques or design or embroidery, whatever it is. There's so many different little businesses and companies that I follow that I absolutely love, and I want to highlight a few of them right now. One of my favorites is Monica's Collective. She has a great YouTube channel showing all about the behind the scenes of her store. She does candles, handmade makeup bags, scrunchies. She's so talented, and her content is seriously top tier. So definitely make sure and check her out. If they have a YouTube channel, I will link their YouTube channel versus like a website, because you can obviously find all the links if you go to their channel for their website, their social media, and whatnot. If they don't have a YouTube channel, then I'll link them to their Instagram page. Next up is another business that is on YouTube, but they're also on Instagram, and I follow them there as well. All of these pretty much I follow on Instagram and YouTube if they have both of those things, but I did categorize the ones that I specifically consume their content mainly on YouTube into like the YouTube section, versus like if I'm mainly following them on Instagram and they don't really have a YouTube channel, or they're not very present on their YouTube channel. So that's kind of the distinction there. So the next one is Emily Page Company. I actually came across her channel before I even found her Instagram or anything like that, and it's actually really cool because she's from Ohio, and so she has a lot of like local events that she goes to that are really nearby. So I'm hoping to be able to run into her at some point to go to an event and get my hands on some of her amazing products, because she has really cool stuff. But I definitely love watching her content. She does different vlogs about the markets that she does, and I just think they're so fun. Yeah, so her products are super duper cool, very cute, and definitely want to buy all of the pullovers from Emily. Alright, next up is another content creator that I absolutely love here on YouTube, and that is Noelle Creates. I love her packing videos. They are so satisfying to watch, and sometimes I literally will just go on a little short spree of just going through Noelle's backlog of shorts, and I'll just be like, let me just consume all of this absolutely satisfying and aesthetic packing videos, because she does such a good job with that. I follow her both on YouTube and Instagram as well, and yeah, she does great content, and she also makes a lot of stuff for small business owners on her shop, so I highly recommend checking her out if you are a small business owner and wanting to get some like marketing materials or stuff that is going to make your shop stand out. She has stuff like that. In fact, I'm kind of planning about maybe getting some signs from her because she does like acrylic signs and stuff. But yeah, I love her content. She is an awesome YouTuber for sure. More of the short form content is what I consume from Noelle. All right, and then I also have to give a huge shout out to one of my favorite YouTubers just in general, and that's Amanda's Mercantile. Amanda, if you ever come across this video, if you ever come across this channel, oh my gosh, I had to tell you how much I love your stuff. I love your style. She is another vintage seller, and she has a antique booth in an antique mall, like a vintage booth, and her setups are to die for. I mean, she just has an eye for home design, interior design. Like she's so good at decorating. I can't even state that enough. And I highly recommend her YouTube videos because they're so entertaining. Her and I think her boyfriend, Mike, are hilarious together, and her videos are just amazing. And she really clearly puts a lot of effort into her videos and also puts a lot of effort into her booth and everything that she does. So I highly recommend checking out Amanda's channel. Next up is another YouTuber that I really, really love, and that's Emily Cromwell Designs. She's just so positive, and I love her videos because, again, they're super aesthetic and also just really satisfying to watch. She does great short form content, just like Noelle, with like packaging videos. So that's kind of how I first came across Emily, but then I started watching some more of her vlogs, and I love her vlogs. There's also another thing that you can just put on, and it's just like so calming for whatever reason. And yeah, I love her content so much, and her products are super cute. If you're into like bookish things or book talk or whatever, she has got you. So if you are a reader, Emily Cromwell Designs, make sure and check out her on YouTube. Another company that I have followed for a long time on YouTube, and that is Tina and XXL Scrunchie & Co. I love that YouTube channel so much. I have followed her journey as a small business owner for many years that she's been posting, and she's got great content. Not only does she show you her business, but she also gives great tips for small business owners, and she has grown so much over the years. So it's actually really cool to see how a business grows and some of the decisions that she's made to grow her business. It's really neat to see that. So I love watching Tina's content, and yeah, she's great on YouTube, especially with her vlogs and her packing videos. So make sure and check out XXL Scrunchie & Co. All right, the last YouTube channel that I want to give a shout out to is Catnip Studios. This is probably one of the first that I ever followed as far as like when I was first getting into small business content on YouTube. She is so entertaining to watch. Not only is she hilarious, but also her content is very satisfying and very calming. I think you can kind of see a running theme as far as like the content that I enjoy when it comes to small business content. I like the aesthetic stuff. I like the packaging videos. It's just so fun to watch, and so I really enjoy Catnip Studios. And she also has such cute designs and stickers and just all sorts of adorable things. She's based out of the UK, and yeah, so I definitely love Catnip Studios, and it's definitely a fun watch for me when it comes to YouTube. All right, now we're gonna head over to Instagram. These are businesses, again, that I may follow their YouTube, but for the most part, if I'm consuming their content, it's been on their Instagram pages. And I'm gonna kind of whip through these pretty quickly. So the first one is Nomad Boutique. I have followed this specific business for many years. In fact, I used to own a clothing boutique store with my sister back in like 2018, 2019, somewhere around there. I think it was 2019 to like 2022 is when we ran it. And she was really what inspired me to do that. Her boutique is like so cool. She owns 2 stores, and her story, she kind of shares a little bit of it on her YouTube channel, but I'm not really sure if she still posts, but I think it was under Ali Schultz. So mainly I follow her on Instagram now. But yeah, really cool store, very cool, trendy clothing and accessories and all sorts of fun stuff. It's just things that I love. The next up is a really awesome thrifting page, and this is someone that I know, MVIP Thrifts. It's Maddie's thrift shop. Maddie is so awesome. I get so many cool things from Maddie, including I got this awesome Ohio State sweatshirt hoodie from her, and I am just all the time, even the jeans I'm wearing right now, literally from Maddie, but I all the time will just scroll through her stories and find such good finds. She not only gives to local, like gets sales from local people, but also she can ship things. So if you aren't local to Ohio, don't worry, she ships if you're into thrifted clothes, which I am super into that. So love Maddie's shop. It's really awesome, so make sure and check that out. I'll have again the Instagram page in the comment section of this video. Next up is Meg & Co. I remember following Meg really early on in her business when she was really small, and she has just blown up. And so I just think it's so cool to follow a small business as they're kind of going through that journey of and that progression. It's so awesome to see that. And again, she's somebody that has really cool designs and very aesthetic with her Instagram. So a really fun follow. Next up is Ellie Nicole, also very aesthetic in a different way though, like uses a lot of bright colors and some pastels and just really fun like florals and cowgirl and all sorts of things. So really cool artist that is on Instagram. And actually how I found out about her shop is I love listening to podcasts, especially on my commute sometimes, and I actually found her through her podcast called Small Business Girl Talk, and it's really fun. Like she's just open about running a small business. She has got great tips, and I really enjoy listening to her podcast. So that's how I came across her small business, and so now I follow her on Instagram as well. So I'll link the Instagram down below, and I think in her bio she has information about the podcast, which definitely is a fun one, especially if you're a small business girly as well. So make sure and check that out. Next up is one that I followed more recently, and it's because I came across a viral video. This is Ochre and Elm, and they do she does all sorts of really cool things on her store, including some handmade items. But my favorite thing that she does is she does antique, like vintage plate rings. So she like cracks vintage plates and turns them into rings, and they are gorgeous. I mean, if I was as talented, I would be doing this as well, but I don't want to copycat, obviously. So I'm shouting out Ochre and Elm. So if you're interested in plate rings, check them out. But she does sell out like within minutes when she drops these. So she just drops like so often because they sell out so much and people are like, we want more. So she does them a lot, but very talented, super fun follow on Instagram to see kind of the behind the scenes of how she makes this stuff. But yeah, I think it's so cool to see the mix of like vintage and also new and how we can meld the two together. Such a sustainable way to do fashion. I love it. So yeah, Ochre and Elm, really cool shop to follow. Next up is Noelle Earrings. This is a clay earring shop, and I believe she has an Etsy, but also her own website. She's got really cool stuff. Very talented when it comes to working with the clay and making some really unique and fun designs. She is a one-woman show, so she takes her time when it comes to the perfection on these earrings. Like she really knows what she's doing. So she doesn't do a lot of like drops, and she doesn't do your earrings might take a second for them to get to you, but I'm okay with that because it's worth it, in my opinion. So she is another great follow, very aesthetic feed. So I love Noelle Earrings, and she does really awesome updates on her Instagram story as well. So if you're ever wondering what's happening with your orders, she will always let you know what she's been up to and where she's at in the process of making her earrings. All right, that's all the Instagram ones that I wanted to shout out. There's so many others that I follow on Instagram, so many vintage, so many thrift pages. I just love all of that stuff. There's so many of them, like I literally couldn't shout them all out. But if you want to, you can go through my like who I'm following list, and you can find a lot of them. All right. The last part of this video, I did want to shout out some local places because I thought it would be fun to do that. So if you're in the Ohio area, there's 2 stores that I think would be really fun to visit. And the first one is local to me, and that is Ruby Joy Boutique. I mentioned in my Come Thrift With Me video that I posted a couple weeks ago that I went to this store for their Pink Friday sale, and it was so fun. Danielle, the owner, is amazing, and she is so sweet. So they've got some really cool products, but they also do online shopping, so if you're not local, you can support them that way. So I will put her I'll either put her website or her Facebook page in the comment section, but you can definitely check out Ruby Joy Boutique. The next one is one that I have on my bucket list to go to in person, but I've bought several pieces from them online. I just happened upon them through Instagram and then learned that they were an Ohio business, and they actually have a brick and mortar store in Van Wert, Ohio, and that is Mod Boutique. They have some really unique pieces. It's not just like your everyday boutique stuff. Like they really do pick their items so well, and some of my favorite like earrings, accessory pieces, and one of my favorite tops ever is from this shop. So they are really fun to follow. They're also great on Instagram. They've got very aesthetic type of stuff. If you're into like 70s but now fashion, I feel like Mod is you, if that makes sense. But yeah, they are great with what they have. Definitely more high end, but really worth the dollars because their products are so awesome. So those are the small businesses I wanted to shout out, guys. If you own a small business, please put it in the comments down below. I would love to check it out. I'd love to check out your shop. So make sure and tell me the name of it. Put a link. We all want to check it out. We all want to support each other. Like I said, community over competition. It's so fun to be in the small business community on YouTube, on Instagram, because everyone is so supportive of each other, and I love that so much. So thank you guys so much for watching this episode of Vlogmas. I will see you tomorrow. And like I said in the intro, I've got some fun plans. So tomorrow's video is going to be behind the scenes of my recent drop, which dropped yesterday. And that was my New Year's Eve themed drop. If you want to check it out, you can find it on my Etsy shop, which is always, the link for that is always in the description of every video. So you can find that down below. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to subscribe and like this video. Thank you again. I'm having so much fun with Vlogmas. So I will see you tomorrow for episode 5.